Hey beginners, let's continue our practice with fundamental strumming, part 2. Hey everyone, welcome back. Paul Zagorski here, PZ Guitar, your virtual practice partner. This is where beginners and intermediates, where we stop wasting time and we actually get down and practice. We practice. And today it's going to be a continuation of our fundamental strumming series. So in part 1, what we did was we just did the right hand, the strumming hand. We muted the strings, and we just worked on making sure that the right hand was getting good. Now we are going to combine just one small element. We're going to combine making chords. Okay, we're going to use familiar chords. Today it's going to be C. Another lesson will be A, G, an E, and a D, caged. So we're going to use the same 4 patterns that we did before. So today we'll just work on forming the C chord with the 4 patterns that we've already done from practice 1. So before we get any further, if you haven't already, if you find value in these practice sessions, like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Leave a comment as to what's giving you issues. We'll work on it together. We'll make a lesson. We'll practice that together. But also today, let's go right off the top here before we get into any practice here. That way we can concentrate on practice. Let's do the Chuck Norris quote of the day. Here we go. In the video description, I have an Amazon link towards Chuck Norris gifts, and some of them are just very, very funny, very clever. Chuck Norris does not use spell check. If he happens to misspell a word, Oxford will change the official spelling. That's power. Leave a comment as to your favorite Chuck Norris quote. I'd love to hear them, compile them. It's just a fun thing to do. So let's get right to lab number 1. Here we go. Gracefully. Use this hand as a pendulum to keep time. Very good. Give your hand a break. Give your hand a break. If you need to, roll this back to the start of lab number 1 and get it so that way you can get very comfortable with this up and down motion of your hand. Okay, let's go to lab number 2. Lab number 2 is we are going to miss the upstrum on the beat 3. So just as a recap, 1, 2, miss 4. 1, 2, miss 4. You keep your hand moving even on that miss stroke. Remember, on the upstrums on our lab that we just had, all the upstrums were misses. So missing the strings should not be a big thing. So just because it's on a downstroke doesn't mean you can't do it. Okay, so let's get ready. Lab number 2. Miss, 4, 1, 2, miss, 4, miss, miss, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, miss, 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 4, 1, 2, miss, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, miss, 4. Again, keep your hand moving even on that misstroke. It helps you keep the rhythm going, helps you keep your timing going. That's the ultimate key here to strumming. Okay, we don't have to worry about making the chords. In fact, if you haven't already, take your fingers off the fretboard because it's pretty static position here, but it's just the one chord, so you don't have to worry and think too much about forming chords here. We'll worry about that later. Right now, this is all about getting the strumming hand and getting this rhythm and this feeling of up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, let's go to lab number 3. Lab number 3, things start to get a little interesting. So before in lab 1 and 2 we had no up strums, now we have our up strums. Here's a recap. Down, 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 down. Okay, you should remember this from session number 1. Okay, let's get ready to do this. You ready? Nice and slow. Very good. Give your fingers a break, and we'll get ready, and we'll get right into lab number 4 coming up. Okay, lab number 4. You know the chord. It's the C chord, one of the kings of the chords, of the open chords here. And just like, if you remember what our pattern number 4 was, it was down, down, up, up, down. Just like pattern number 3, except we're missing the up strum on 3. Okay, let me just do a recap one more time. Down, down, up, down, 1, 2, and 4. Okay, let's get ready to go. Fantastic. Give your fingers a well-deserved break. I'll see you for the recap and some tips. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around and practicing with me. These fundamental drills for a beginner, especially if you've been challenged trying to nail down strumming. This will help greatly because we are isolating the elements one by one. We're not trying to throw you into the deep end of the pool here. We started off just working on the right hand drill. Now we're adding just one small element to something that's familiar. We're adding a chord. But we're not changing chords yet, we're just adding one chord. But we're still nailing down the rhythm here. This is the key. Is this hand going up and down is the key. And I can't emphasize it enough. Keep your hand moving. Keep your hand moving. Each one of these chapters are time coded, so you can go back to the beginning of the chapter. Just like in practice session 1, don't go on to lab 2 until you got lab 1 nailed down. Don't try lab 3 until you crushed lab 2. Same thing here. We're adding just one small element here. So don't start off on lab number 4 until you can do lab 3. And don't do lab 3 until you do lab 2, because each one builds on each other. So if that's the case, if you've done this one, fantastic. This is now part 2 of a series. We've done the C chord, there'll be an A chord, there'll be a G, there'll be an E and a D. So we'll do the full 5 chords of the 5 major open chords that are available to you, the C, A, G, E, D. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Leave a comment about the Chuck Norris quotes. Love to hear them. But also, more importantly, leave a comment as to the lessons, the practice sessions, what you need help on. What things are helping, what things that, I'm spending too much time, whatever it may be. Leave a comment as to the content on how I can help you and how we can help each other. Okay, we can establish a virtual dialogue. Like this is a virtual practice, we can have a virtual dialogue. So until then, keep practicing and I'll see you soon.